Welcome to Everything But the Kitchen Dink, the podcast where we discuss all things pickleball with your hosts, Rob and Andy.
Welcome back to Everything But the Kitchen Dink. My notes have just gone off. I need to turn it back on. Right.
Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome
Thanks for
back.
tuning in again. Robert's trying to work his new device because guess what?
I've gone from Apple to Samsung.
Again,
Yeah, but this time it's going to be different.
if it's not paddles, changing paddles every 5 minutes, it's motorhomes, caravans, devices.
I think I've got issues.
Do you see a pattern here?
Oh, I see a pattern, all right. We discussed it last time. I've got something wrong. Anyway, sorry I was a bit late this morning.
No, don't worry. I messaged you. I woke up at 6:30. It's Saturday morning. We're recording. I woke up at 6:30, determined I was going to have a nice lie-in.
Yeah.
Woke up at 6:30. And I messaged you. I'm ready now.
And I was on the toilet. Well, listen, I do my best work on the toilet. Oh, shit, that's my phone. I mean, the toilet is my happy place.
Is it?
Yeah. I love it in there.
No, listen, I get it.
You don't get disturbed.
I know.
You know,
I know.
it's quiet.
It's the only place you can sit down, because if you're sitting down on a couch, your wife immediately says, "Oh, can you just?"
Exactly. So I do all my TikTok scrolling.
Right.
You know, I do my best work on that toilet.
That's probably why you've got piles.
Anyway, moving on. Welcome back, everybody. So
Got a banger today, haven't we? A real banger.
I hate bangers.
This is the only banger we can cope with.
So let's start. I just want to start with we did a tournament, and we'll go into that later.
Yeah.
But you know, I've just got this motorhome.
Yes, you have mentioned it once or 1,000 times.
Well, let me tell you, the amount of people that have come up to me and said, "Oh, you got a motorhome? I've got one." And when we went to the tournament, there were about 4 in the car park.
Really?
I was buzzing, you know. So
I think they were buzzing.
So maybe it's
without a shower.
They had showers in them. Maybe it's a pickleball thing. Maybe it's the way forward, because
it's a pickleball motorhome community.
I'm going to start a pickleball motorhome community Facebook group. Also, what a great way to get to tournaments.
It is a fun way, and obviously last year we spoke to Megan Fudge, who drives
travels
around the country,
in America
in a motor,
in an RV with the kids,
and that's amazing if you can do that.
So I think there is a community out there for people traveling, because you know hotels are expensive. I'm not saying motorhomes aren't expensive, but to keep going to tournaments, you know, not everyone can do it. It's very expensive. Camper vans, motorhomes, it's the way forward.
But I thought you said you're never doing tournaments anymore.
Well, I might do another one.
Well, I'm going to start a club where pickleballers stay in hotels for every tournament, because that's the way forward for me.
Well, that's up to you.
But I do appreciate, I mean, we'll get into the whole Oxford warm-up tournament.
Can I just say?
Yeah.
Are you all right? Because you're looking a bit thin.
Look, let me just put this out there, because for the last few tournaments, people have been coming up to me and saying, are you all right?
And coming up to me and asking, are you all right?
Yeah. Listen, I made a commitment to you, didn't I? About a year ago, I made a commitment to you.
Yeah.
I will take, well, I always took pickleball seriously, sometimes too seriously, but I made a commitment to you that I will get better and I will get to where we want to be. And, you know, that's been happening. And part of that was losing weight. I mean, obviously I talk about food a lot. I have issues with food. I have all my life.
But you've lost a lot of weight.
But after we went to Cyprus on my all-inclusive with my wife, 7 days of binging
debauchery,
food and food and drink, we both decided that, you know, summer's coming up. I've got a bikini to get into, and you know, it's enough now. It's enough with it. I've yo-yoed all my life, and I just want to say, look, I've lost a couple of stone now. I'm fine. I'm actually better than I've ever been. It's not mentally. It's actually benefiting me on court as well. So I just want to say, because, you know, when we see everybody next week at the Open, there's going to be 2,500 people there, and obviously the 3 people who listen are probably going to come up to us and say, "Are you all right?" Or say to you, "Is Andy all right?" I'm fine. I'm better than ever. I've just lost weight. a yo-yo.
It is. I mean, I've got to say, it is. For people that haven't seen you for a period of time and then see you, it's a bit of a shock because.
I mean, it's been 4 or 5 months.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of weight to lose. I mean, what, over 2 stone or something? No,
not over 2 stone,
right?
But nearly 2 stone.
So it's a lot.
But the truth is,
I mean,
I'm normal now.
It's just a shame you've only lost it in your face.
Yeah, this is the problem. I've lost 2 stone in my face. The one part of my body that didn't actually need to lose weight.
Brilliant.
So anyway, I'm a lot healthier now, and I'm feeling good, and it's really benefiting me on the
pickleball. I'm pleased for you because you are moving around.
But I really wanted. I did make that commitment to you a long time ago that I was, that I was going to do this for you and for you only.
Oh, just for me?
Yeah, just for you.
Just for me.
So I'm fine. Don't worry about me, unless you're playing me, because. Don't do any drop shots. I'm getting to them.
Yeah, you are. You're getting to those shots.
So yeah, I just wanted to say that.
Just before I forget,
we forget everything.
Yeah.
So just forget the order we've got.
That's
just
why I have to say
whatever comes into your mind.
I have to give a shout out to somebody because I forgot his name last time I did the shout out, and I feel really bad. It's the guy that had a selfie with me. Great guy.
Yeah.
Lovely guy. And a shout out to Paul and his wife, but I don't know her name. And a shout out to you guys, lovely guy. And I think he was competing in our box, not our box, but our group, our division sort of thing. So I'm not sure how he did. So when I see you next time, probably at the Open, Paul, come and let me know, and have a chat with us. So I just wanted to give you a shout out.
Okay, and I just want to shout out to Robert for. Telling me every single brand of motorhome on the way down and on the way back from Oxford.
I'm obsessed.
I really appreciate that.
I don't get obsessed.
It's very informative, and I keep it coming.
Thank you. I will.
Yeah, I really appreciate it.
I've got to do something on the journey down.
Jesus.
Right.
Okay, so
you went to the dentist. Are we going to talk
apart
about
from that? Yeah, I went to the dentist yesterday, and people talk about the fear of the dentist, but it's not the fear of the dentist, it's the fear of the hygienist.
You're right.
It's the most horrendous experience, painful.
It's like they're digging for gold in there.
It was just like I was in and out of the dentist, clean bill of health, and then you have to go to the hygienist.
It's torture.
And I'm waiting and I'm waiting. It was you
it's
just
that
know
noise as well, that horrible noise when they're like scraping,
and then they talk to you while they've got the fist in your mouth. And
would you like to rinse? Yeah, I know. I don't want to rinse. I want to get out of it.
Oh, but they're putting that water in, and then you've got the assistant who's trying to suck out all the extra fluid that doesn't get the extra fluid. Then you've got to swallow it.
Yeah,
it's just it's just awful. And then it's spraying all over my face. It's like I'm on the front row of the Shamu show. And it's spraying all over my face, and it's in the morning. I've got to go to work afterwards, and it's not pleasant. It's not pleasant. So that was my Friday.
Okay, well, let's talk about pickleball things now, because we are on the countdown to, my t-shirt says, the English Open.
Now,
we did a tournament in Oxford.
Yeah, so this was the big warm-up tournament.
There's over 600 people there.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was pretty good for a warm-up tournament.
So kudos to you guys, and hats off to you. I mean, you put on an amazing event, as usual, Steve Beale and his crew.
Yeah, so well done to Pickle B. We are always choosing your events. There was actually an event in Liverpool, about 45 minutes away from us. This took us 5.5 hours to get to Oxford for the tournament.
It was a hell of a journey down.
It was.
Well, it was a Friday afternoon.
It was. But we left at 12:30. I figured we wouldn't hit the traffic. It's school holidays.
It was about 6:30 when we got there, because remember we just got changed.
It was a couple of stops, a charging stop on the way, which obviously I wouldn't drive for an hour without having a service stop. But let's talk a little bit about the preparation beforehand, because this was
preparation for this tournament.
Yeah, it was important to us. So I think a couple of weeks ago in the last episode we talked about our Thursday night session where we just wiped the floor.
Yes.
I think we won every game. It was awesome. We just clicked. And then the following Thursday night, which was the Thursday night before, I think neither of us could go to our Tuesday session. That's correct. Yeah. So we had a Thursday night, and we were traveling on the Friday. So we were a bit like, what do we do? Do we play the night before? Because our Thursday night session is never a take it easy kind of session.
No,
it's full on tournament mode. Yeah. It shouldn't always be. Yeah. But it was. And we go in there having wiped the floor with them the week before. really excited. And it was interesting because they learned a few things from our play, and it was a different kind of session. We just sort of, you know, as we said before, we don't know what Robert and Andy's going to turn up.
Well, also when you play the same people as well, you get to know how they play. So it's, you know, when in a tournament, it's different because you can be playing someone that you've never played before. So you don't, it takes you a while to figure it out. But when you're playing the same people all the time, then obviously they know your weaknesses, they know where to play the ball. So it does become more difficult.
However, they knew our weaknesses beforehand.
Yes, but we've changed.
We still wiped the floor with them, and I thought it was very interesting. We've talked a lot about how to change in game, and it was interesting that it was actually done to us. The problem is we didn't react quick enough, and it was a good lesson for us. We didn't react quick enough. They changed, and I only realised afterwards where we'd gone wrong.
Yeah, but these are the things where you come away and you think, okay, well, let's just analyse what we did that was different from last time, and what was wrong, and what we can take away from that. And that's what we did, didn't we, really?
We did. But I also think that, you know, we go on about, I know I sort of have this character where I play the negative.
Well, you play the comic, don't you, as well?
Yeah, but I always, you know, I always say, like, oh, we'll be home early, we'll be home for lunch. And you always say, oh, stop it. But I think, you know, I've realised now that, you know, after that Thursday, and then we go into the following Thursday, and I'm so excited to get in there. I love my Thursdays. And then we're very Jekyll and Hyde, aren't we? You know, it's like we have no control over what Robert and Andy is going to turn up. I don't know if you're Jekyll or you're Hyde.
I'm Pac-Man.
Sometimes.
I'm Mario.
Sometimes. But this is the thing. And I think I started to realise, and we, in our 5.5 hour trip down to Oxford, we discussed about the fact that our mental state before the game
doesn't matter.
It has no bearing. If I'm a bit clowny or I'm joking about losing,
we just
it has no bearing. Once I get on that court, all that ends. I like to enjoy myself on court. I like to have a bit of a laugh and a bit of banter with the other team, but it has no bearing whether I play well or play bad. Has no bearing on my pre-game thoughts.
No, so I think like what we can take from this is that you do you. You know, whatever you feel comfortable with and makes you more relaxed, just do it. Whether you're joking about going home by lunchtime, whether you say we're going to smash you off the court.
I think you also see the benefit in that, and we even discussed, and you know, even both of us then in Oxford.
The only time I don't like it is when we're actually in the middle of a game.
That's different.
That's different. You know, you've got to be focused there.
Yeah.
I don't like the joking in the middle of the game. Up to the point of playing, you do you know, that's fine. And that, you know, I wouldn't want to change you. That's how you cope. That's
you wouldn't?
Well, maybe maybe just a bit. But yeah, I think you're right. I think we were worrying too much about how we feel going into the game.
Yeah.
And not just relaxing and being us.
And I think having that conversation, and we'll get into partnerships later, but having that conversation between us about our mental state beforehand and during the game.
Yeah.
You're right. Sometimes we struggle with focus during the game. I've struggled with focus particularly.
Yeah.
And it's hard to focus when you've got, you know, you have to take a serve 4 times because the ball on the next court keeps coming over. And that happened a few times. But, you know, that conversation did make us relax a little, didn't it?
I think so.
And now I'm less worried about how I feel before.
Correct.
And there's been plenty of times, and this Thursday night has given us that opportunity where I've been so excited that it's made no difference. Being excited, being positive, it's made no difference.
And it actually, we'll talk about it soon, helped us in the tournament, I think.
Yes, I agree.
Which we'll move on to very shortly.
Big part for us is about how our mental state and relaxing.
I mean, beforehand. I think exactly. And I think if you joke and it makes you more relaxed, then that's fantastic. And, you know, you're the type of character, and me
it
as
does
well.
Relax me.
It relaxes you. And, you know, you even joke before we start with the people we're playing.
Yeah.
And you know, and that's great because if that helps you, I'm 100% behind it. You know, why not?
Yeah.
Not everyone's the same. Everyone has their own little way of coping with things and doing things. So,
I mean, even you've started, I get more serious on court now.
Yeah.
But I've noticed that you're starting to sort of roar after a shot, letting your emotion out.
Yeah.
And you never used to do that.
No.
And it's you know, it's weird because it's a little bit of a role reversal because I've stopped doing that. Because in my mind,
jumped in the air and...
well, Okay, I've not stopped doing it, but I
Yeah.
have reduced it because I'm starting to focus better. And then I'm saying to myself, when you do that, I'm thinking, great, I'm so happy you're letting that out.
Yeah.
But for me, we've not won the game yet, so I'm
Yeah.
not doing it yet. I think I'm more likely to do it where if we're down a bit and it's like, you're at a teetering point where it can go either way, and then I'll hit a great shot.
Or you win a rally that's like gone on for a really
Yeah.
long time and you hit a winner. I mean, why not scream?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. But how many times have we been told don't show the other side of your emotion?
Don't agree with it. I think, let it out. Don't show your emotion as in head down, paddle down. You've done a bad shot. It's got in your head.
Yeah.
Don't show that emotion.
But also
the other emotion of elation and joy when you do a good shot, 100%.
But also, I've seen, was watching Wimbledon a few weeks ago, and there's lots of tennis players in there that when they hit a bad shot, they throw their racket and,
I just thought of something. I don't know if it was in this tournament, but there was a guy playing, and he was playing tennis. Every shot was, I thought, that to me is quite off-putting for the other team.
It's bordering on interference.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
So, that I don't agree with. You don't need to do that.
But I see professional athletes and they let out negative emotions, and, maybe that helps them.
Yeah.
And all I'm saying is, look, yes, there are hard and fast rules out there, but do what's right for you.
Exactly. The Open's coming up. Everyone's going to have their own little routines. We'll talk about it a bit later, what we do. But, you do you. You don't listen to other people say, you've got to do this and you've got to do that. You do what makes you feel comfortable, and that will help you play the game.
It just might take a couple of years like us to know what makes you feel comfortable.
Yeah, but we're getting there.
You have to find your way. I think one of the biggest things for Oxford was spotting the travelling hay going down.
I'd never heard of that till you mentioned
Really?
it. Yeah.
My mum is very superstitious.
Yeah.
So I've learned a lot of superstitions.
I salute magpies and do all that.
Do you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I always
I am the total opposite. If a ladder's there, I'll walk under it. Maybe
that explains.
That could have something to do. But I'm not superstitious at all. But I will grab onto whatever I can. And when I saw the travelling hay, I thought, that's it.
So what is it? You see a travelling
travelling hay, it's good luck.
You see a van with hay on it, and it's good luck.
Yeah.
Okay. Which actually brings us on to your room in the hotel.
Well, as it happens, hang on a second.
Superstition.
I just realised that if you're doing a 5.5 hour journey, the likelihood is you're always going to see a lorry carrying hay on you.
Well, but to be honest, I've not been looking for it.
Well,
now I'll be looking for it.
Yeah, let's see.
But we got to the hotel after a long drive.
I mean, it wasn't a tough drive.
Oh,
we had a laugh. We had fun. We talked tactics.
We stopped to charge the car and have a coffee and something to eat. And so it soon goes. I'm looking forward to Telford because it's only an hour and a half away.
Yeah.
So that's not bad, and I'm driving. So.
Yeah, of course. You wouldn't drive a 5.5 hour one, would you?
Well, it was supposed to be 3, to be fair.
Maybe a bit ambitious.
But we got to the hotel. You get your room key. And what room number did you get?
13.
Unlucky for some.
Again, it didn't. Some people might have said, I want a different room.
Well, it was funny because you said to the girl behind the desk, "Oh, unlucky for some," and she goes, "Why?" And she didn't know. She didn't know that 13 is meant to be unlucky, but
she never seen a horror movie.
Obviously not. Anyway, the hotel. I've got to say, this hotel was so quirky.
It was very
old-fashioned.
We stayed in a place called Abingdon, which is in Oxford.
What a beautiful town!
And apparently, they've got claim to the oldest inhabited town in England.
Yeah,
and it was like that. It was old. It was traditional. The hotel had keys, actual physical keys. It's a long time since I've had that.
I know.
It was a beautiful town. The hotel was fantastic. Room 13. I mean, a lot of hotels don't have a 13th floor in America. Did you know that?
Yeah, I did know that.
A lot of cruises don't have a 13th floor, which is great because when we get in the lift and we say, people
13.
are very friendly about pressing the number for you, and I always say 13.
Yeah.
And they can't find it. But yeah, so it didn't bother me. Would it have bothered you?
Probably not, to be fair.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned,
as it happened,
if I played badly because I'm in room 13, great, I've got an excuse.
Yeah. Nah, I'm not having that. But my room was lovely, actually. I mean, the rooms were small, but I was overlooking. There was like a river at the back. It was. I think we use this hotel for like weddings and things like that. It's a beautiful setting, and at the back, massive gardens, and there was boats and stuff.
It helps because we stayed in some real shit ups.
Yeah, it was really nice. It felt like, you know, you wanted to get back to the hotel.
Yeah.
So
we got there, 6 o'clock? We were playing 8:20. Well, it was mixed the next day. You were playing at 8:20. So we went out for an early dinner, which we probably would have done regardless. You had your first taste of Guinness.
Yeah.
Which you were a little bit surprised.
Take time, I think.
It's the kind of drink that you think you don't like.
Yeah. I'll give it another go.
Yeah. Which is a plus.
Yeah. Well, we went to a lovely pub, didn't we?
We did on the river.
Oh, yeah,
it was lovely.
Beautiful.
Lovely. The food.
And the weather was good.
Yeah. The vegan food was crap.
Well,
I hate those burgers. You know, I hate those burgers that are made out of like vegetables, and you just take one bite and the whole thing falls apart. So it wasn't a great meal.
Well, mine was nice. I had fish actually. It was really nice.
I was looking at yours longingly. Speaking of which,
you're going to answer your question.
Well, I'm just going to jump ahead. I'm just going to see who sent the message. Can you remember?
I can't, but it's about your toast with.
Just going back.
Toast
sorry,
with
I can't
sauce.
find it, but toast with Worcester sauce is not vegan, I've been told. So thanks for the message. But yeah, just thought I'd throw that in. Okay. So let me just. I'm all over the place with my notes now.
I was just looking for the name, but I can't find it.
No,
I'm still going back to travelling. Hey.
So I slept okay on the first night. You know, I know you struggle. I think, you know, it's weird because
sleeping. I've got a new thing now where I take my pillow with me.
Yeah,
I don't know if anyone else does this, but
it's a good shout.
I have room in my bag.
You turn up with 4 bags.
Well, I have room. Number one, it's a memory foam pillow, so it squashes down quite well.
Right. Okay.
So it actually squashed into my bag. Yeah, I took 4 bags. Well, I rang the hotel previously before we went to see about breakfast because I knew we were starting at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
And because it's the weekend, they don't start breakfast till 8 o'clock.
And in other hotels we've been in, they've actually started breakfast earlier. They did that.
Yeah, I think when there's a lot of pickleball players staying there, they will do it. But for us, they didn't because I don't think
we were the only ones.
Yeah,
because I think because it was a regional tournament, I think most people just were from the south of England and just came on the day.
Yeah, exactly.
And so we were the only picklers we saw there.
So I rang the hotel and they were very nice and they said, look, we'll be putting it out from 7:30. If you want to come down, we'll get like a continental thing for you. So that was great. And I don't sleep well. So
I mean,
but this nobody does. I mean,
let's face it. If we were in the Savoy in London, you know, and it was an amazing bed and everything,
it wouldn't matter.
Service, we still wouldn't sleep.
It's not about the bed; it's about the mind and thinking about the next day.
However, I think for me, I don't sleep well, but I don't care. I know I've been in that position so many times, and I know when it gets to the tournament, I've been in so many tournaments where I played well and not slept well. It doesn't matter to me. Whereas you, I think maybe you're changing a little bit.
Yeah, I think
but
so.
you sort of. In the past, you've gone to pieces.
Yeah,
and I've sort of trained myself to think that it doesn't matter if I don't get sleep. I mean, I don't sleep that well at home, but I just get through the day. It's fine, and then I'm tired at night. So
you're right. You're right. Anyway, we went down in the morning, and the hotel had made us like these boxes.
Yeah, like a takeaway
box, and there was like pastry, and they did a vegan one.
Yeah,
for you,
they did,
which was so nice.
Yeah,
I had pastries, an apple which I left.
We both left the apple behind.
But it was just great because we could just grab it and take it with us. We had a coffee and off we went, and it was mixed day.
I think it worked well also for me with the pressure. I've always said mixed is to enjoy. Not that we don't enjoy the men's, but we do heap more pressure on ourselves, and there's no pressure in the mix.
Well, mixed has been a bit of a roller coaster for me and for you as well, really, because we've changed partners quite a bit. I was playing with a new partner in the Open, so this was our warm up, I guess.
So you booked this a long time
ago. It was a good opportunity for us to get together, to play together and have a practice, because the worst thing you can do is get into a big tournament and never have played before with somebody, which I've done in the past, and we got beat like every game a long time ago. But so we went and it was really good. I mean, we won 3 out of 5 of our round robins. We didn't make it through to the quarters, but it was nice.
You were probably one
We were one win away.
But
yeah,
you know, the draw wasn't kind to you either. You played two top pairings who you were probably
who have been
not
together
yes.
a long time.
Yeah,
you know, and they play together all the time. So, but this was a warm up. It didn't really matter. And the Open again will be our second time playing together. It will be fun. We've got to enjoy it, and that's what we've got to do.
But I think every tournament we've been to, and we've played a lot now, it's been gender doubles first and then mixed after.
Yes.
And this was the first time
that it was
mixed first.
Yeah.
And I think in some kind of way that took the pressure off us to start with. The only concern was that it would affect us for the next day, because sometimes we've woken up the next day not being able to move.
Yeah, correct.
But I don't know how you feel. Did you feel better having the mixed first?
Well, I guess there was no practice at all on these courts. There was no, and it was the hard courts, the tennis courts.
I mean, we had a little bit of a hit beforehand.
Very, but in the brief, it said really there's no practice. So I guess playing the mix the day before benefited us because we had game time.
Yes, we did.
On
we
the
were used
court,
to the court.
so we got used to it. So I think that did help. But you weren't playing mixed originally.
No, I
because you didn't have a partner.
When the fixtures came out and I looked on I think it was the Thursday.
Yeah.
I had a look at your fixtures.
Because originally I was going on my own in the motorhome.
Yes. And then I was joining up the next day.
Yeah.
Which, you know, that was fine. And then I saw the fixtures on the Thursday and it said, it had a lady and it said next to her TBC. So I immediately phoned up the organisers, and I really appreciate you. You know, they sort of intimated that there was other people who would be interested in stepping in. Anyway, I was quick. I gave them a quick answer and they said, yes, play in. And it turns out it was a lady who we were in Rotter with.
Yeah, lovely lady.
Who I said back in the day of Rotter, I said,
I'd love to play with her.
I would love to play with her. And it's so funny.
It's like
how it worked out.
And, really weird.
And I know it was probably a one-shot deal. I think her partner cancelled last minute through illness. And I was so excited. I felt no pressure. I was really looking forward to playing. And then we got there and it was great. I mean, we won our first 3 games. We breezed through it. And I think she was such a lovely player.
Yeah.
It was nice to be playing with a tennis player on the right side instead of facing a tennis player. But she wasn't a banger. She had lovely touch. She played the right forehand, backhand drives at the perfect time, splitting the pairings.
She's a very good
player. It was just fantastic.
Yeah.
Then we got to our last game. I can't actually remember what happened. These games tend to roll into one, but I think we lost the last game. But by that point, we were through to the quarterfinals anyway, and that was fine. We played the quarterfinal. We were 7-0 up.
Right.
And then there was a turn, and then it gets back to 7-3, 7-4. Then we got to 8-4. Then it goes back. Then there was an incident, and again, you let me know your opinion. But you were actually playing on the court next to us,
right?
And you went. I don't know what happened.
Oh,
you went for a wide ball.
Yeah, and I sort of came across
3 or 4 steps into our court.
I don't know if I actually hit your court.
Well, I was very close. I can tell you were inside the court.
Right. Okay.
Whether you were inside the court or you were on the court line, whatever, it's distracting.
Yeah, absolutely.
It just so happened as I was hitting a return,
that
then I saw you coming towards me,
and it put you off,
and it put me off.
Well, now I put most people off.
No,
coming towards them.
But that's feasible. Yes, I hit the net, but look, if somebody hits, there's plenty of times when somebody hits a ball, and if I hit a ball and it's going out,
no different.
And then a ball comes afterwards, I'll say no, it's fine. It's your point.
It's no different than really a ball coming on court.
Yes.
You know, if a man or a lady comes on your court in the middle of you should play a left.
Now, if I'd have hit the net and then you ran on the court, there's still plenty of people who would have called interference.
Yeah.
You were doing it as I was swinging for that shot. It put me off. Now, I said to the person on the other side, I said, can we have a let, please? And they said, well, he wasn't even on the court. Right. Now, I'm not being funny. This is pickleball. We're not playing in the MLP. We're not professionals here.
And the courts are quite close to each other, aren't
they? And I think this is something, I'm not saying this is a Southern thing. I don't know what it is. But this is something we generally see at bigger tournaments. Now, if somebody asks for a let, I don't think in that circumstances it's that big a deal. And I asked for a let, and then we had like I was a bit shocked, a bit like in Rotter when I hit the person in the chest and they carried on.
Yeah.
And then Vanessa looked at me, and then we just assumed that they would play a let.
Right. And they
But then they didn't. They just carried on as normal. And we were looking at each other and both assuming. And at that point, I don't know, should I have just stopped playing and said, look, I'm sorry.
You can't
You're going to have to play a let.
You can't force someone to play a let, I guess.
It wasn't borderline.
The only thing you can do at that point is ask for a referee moving forward. But it won't affect that point.
I was enjoying myself. Yeah. I'm with a different partner. I'm not that person. Maybe some people will say you're too nice. Not many people say I'm too nice, but
no, not many.
But I don't know what would you have done? I am too nice on the court.
I don't know. I'm too nice on the court, so I probably would have done the same and just carried on.
I was disappointed, and then obviously it got to we ended up being 8-10 up, and then we lose the serve again, and then before you know it, we lost 11-10. Now we were 7-0 up. I'm not going to beat myself up about the call. I'm disappointed.
Let me ask you something. If you would have won that game, would you have been talking about it? Would it have mattered? No.
Yeah, probably. No, it wouldn't matter. And you know what? I went away not talking about it. I just wanted to mention I was a little bit disappointed about the sportsmanship. I do believe it had no bearing on the result.
Yeah.
We were 7-0 up. We've only got ourselves to blame. It can go that way. We've been 7-0 down ourselves.
I agree with you. I mean, I would have, if it was me on the other side of the court, I would have played a let for you. I would have said,
played a let.
Because I did. I mean, it was actually me, which is bizarre.
Yeah, that is weird.
I did. I remember it, and I do remember coming right across onto your court. I don't know how far I came because I was going for a shot, but
I just think I like pickleball because it's a sporting game, and it had not the result or anything. Just we could have won 11-1, and I still wouldn't have liked what that person did.
Yeah.
So anyway, it doesn't matter. We lost 11-10. It was great to know that I had fun playing with Vanessa. It was brilliant. She looked like she was enjoying herself, unless she's a great actress.
I believe she is. She's got an Oscar.
It was fun. We then went on to play a couple of other games because then in these tournaments you play for placing. So if you finish outside the top,
which
four,
is nice because you get more games. But
it's just
sometimes you just
want to go home. Yeah. But it was fine. It's a good way of getting more games. At which point the pressure's totally off. Yeah. We probably didn't play as well as we could have done. We're also, it's very intense. You're straight in. The schedule works very well, and you're straight into the next game. And it's quite grueling. Mm. So at that point, certain shots you can't get to, and it's like, well, you're really feeling, you're feeling it in your legs at that point. Yeah. And it was still great fun. And Vanessa, I hope you had a great time.
All right, enough now with the Vanessa.
It was fun, and that's it.
Right.
So we went out in the quarterfinals. I think on another day we could have got to the semis. We could have got to the final.
Yeah.
It was fine.
Okay.
So, but then we finished about 2:00. We both went back, tried to have a sleep.
I actually did.
I slept for about 10 minutes.
I slept for about 2 hours.
I think we got back to the hotel at maybe 1:30.
Yeah, I was like, what are we going to do? Nothing to do, just have a kip. So I did, and I actually slept, and I felt better for it. And then we went out to another great pub, didn't we?
Well, actually, before that, I messaged you at 3:30, and I'm like,
oh yeah,
can we please go out? I felt worse for just chilling in the room.
You're right.
Also, it was hot. I had no fan.
We went to the nicest Costa coffee I have ever seen.
Amazing. It was empty.
It was the building. The building was like such an oldie-worldy building. It had Costa coffee outside. There was no one in there. Lovely staff. We had some cold coffees, which I'm really getting used to.
I still have my. I think I'd showered, but you still have your pickleball gear.
No, I hadn't. Oh, maybe I did. I can't remember.
Yeah,
it's all a blur.
Yeah. So we needed a coffee just to perk us up a bit,
and we asked for some advice on where to eat tonight. And the guy that was in there said, "Oh, my friend's got this pub just up the road. Do really nice. They've got their own smoker in there, like they smoke their own meats and stuff." He said, "Go there. It's really nice." So we actually walked up to go and book a table. We booked a table. Then we went back to the hotel.
This was after them saying, "Well, what's pickleball?"
Yeah.
Although then the other guy said, "Oh, I've been wanting to play pickleball."
Yeah. Was it called the Brewery Tap?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. So a shout out to the Brewery Tap. Oh my God,
it was amazing. The food was amazing
in there. I mean, I like pies and puddings, and I had this steak pudding. Ugh, I've never seen anything so big. It was great, and it really helped with the indigestion. So
it was good. We were feeling happy.
Nice.
We were relaxed, and then obviously finished off the night with a sleepless night.
Sleepless night, but we were a later start, so we managed to have I think we were 8:40, so we got a breakfast in, hash browns, beans, coffee. It was very nice, and then off to the tournament again for another day. Now,
I have to tell you,
that
was a particularly bad night's sleep for me.
Yeah, you said
probably about it was really hot. I always forget something when I travel. In fact, when I got home from the office on the day when we left to get my stuff to go and pick you up, I realised I didn't pack any shorts. But thankfully, I realised when I got home, something clicked, and I just thought, do you know what? I didn't go into my drawer where the shorts are. And it was exactly right. So I ran upstairs, got a couple of pairs of shorts, put them in, and we're on the way. I forgot my nasal strips. Now, you got me into these.
Yeah, and I don't wear them.
And they're a game changer for me. I think it was probably 6 or 7 years ago, I had the operation. I had a deviated septum, which I'd had for many years, and I put it off for so long. And I was quite right, because it was a horrendous... That first 48 hours, I don't know if you've ever had a nose job or anything.
I haven't. I can tell. But I have had a sinus operation. It was the worst thing I've ever had.
It's horrendous.
They put these bungs up your nose, and then they're pulling them out.
Yeah.
And like, you're thinking, where the... Like,
and I have to tell you,
it does not stop.
There's not many nights, like even when you have the worst night's sleep, you might get an hour or two.
Yeah.
The first night after, I did not sleep.
Yeah.
At all. I remember it was not Seoul, it was the Olympics in Tokyo.
Right.
And I watched the whole night of Olympics. It was great, but it was horrendous. And it's never a guarantee. So it's my nose has been much better, but it's never a guarantee. And I always wake up with a blocked nose.
Yeah. So
I use you turn me on to these strips. Are amazing. I don't know how
say
they work.
I turn you on, please.
Oh, you always turn me on the court. So I forgot them. Well, immediately it's in my head, I'm not going to sleep well.
Right.
It was a horrendous night's sleep. But you know what? Like I said, we never sleep well.
No.
It doesn't have any bearing on it. So
we had our brekkie and we got there. And we've said in previous podcasts that we always get off to a really slow start. We never win our first game.
I can't remember many times we have.
But I think the new Rob and Andy going in and actually being ourselves and not worrying about things actually helped us. And we went in and we...
first game we were 3-0 down, weren't we?
We were 3-0 down, but then we won.
I think we won
11-3.
Yeah.
Like we were just...
We were playing our old nemesis. Hi, Kev.
Was that the first game?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
You're not a nemesis.
No, we love Kevin.
We're probably your nemesis, to be fair.
So we breezed through that, and
I think we won our first 3 games.
Yeah,
didn't
we played really well.
First 2 games were very straightforward. Then we played 2 guys who we've never seen before on the circuit. Guy comes dressed like Beyond Board
with his headband,
blonde hair, which reminds me.
Yeah.
Just taking a sidestep, blonde hair. You had a bit of an embarrassing... I mean, I'm embarrassed for you. This is probably the most embarrassing thing you've done.
I don't know what came over me.
Talk me through it.
So I needed a wee. So I'm toddling off to the toilet. And
Was this on the first day?
I think it was on the second day.
You must be lying awake thinking about this.
I'm not giving it a second thought until now that you've brought it up. I don't know what came over me. I got into the toilet, and I get this toilet. You sort of walk round to get to the toilet, and I get there, and there's a guy there, and he's got this.
He's a young guy.
You don't know where I'm going with this, do you? He's a young guy. He's probably in his 20s, mid-20s.
I think we saw him in the car park. We spied him in the car park before.
I've seen him before. And he always had his hair tied up. But he's in... You know when you see those guys in movies and they get out the water and then they shake their hair sometimes, and it's normally women actually, and they shake their hair and they've got this long flowing hair. Anyway, this guy...
Like a shampoo advert?
Yeah. This guy had the longest, thickest hair I've ever seen, and I don't know what came over me. I just said to him, "Wow, your hair's amazing." I'm thinking, at that point, someone walks out the toilet cubicle and looks at me with like this funny look. And it was someone I knew as well. And I was like, oh my God, I'm mortified. Why did
just turn around to a stranger?
Yeah, and he turned around, and to be fair to him, he said, oh, thank you. Listen, I made his day. Didn't make mine, but...
were you instantly embarrassed?
You know what I'm like. I was afterwards. I thought, oh, shit. I thought...
Like, you can't... We've all been in a position where we said, I can't believe
I just said that. It just came out, and you know what? He had great hair. He had really good hair. Maybe I was a bit jealous because then I started flapping and going, "Oh, look at me! I've got no hair." Like,
yeah,
you know.
He probably thought you were coming on to him. Not
Yeah.
that there's anything wrong with that, but in a toilet,
I wasn't coming on to him. Let's just put that out there. But he had great hair. So if you are listening, you've got great hair.
So this couple turn up. It's the third game, and now you're playing 4 games. The third game is, we knew our last game would be a tough game.
Yeah.
So we knew this was a vital game. Whatever position we're in, if we lose our first game, you know, we don't ever want to be in a position that we are in often, where we lose a game we shouldn't, and that's the reason we don't go through.
Yeah.
So we start playing, and I think they really looked the part, and they were tennis players, and that's like,
they hit the ball very hard.
And I think they got in our heads in the beginning. And I think we were 6-0 down at the turn.
We?
Yeah. 6-0 or 6-1 down at the turn.
Right.
Which I was saying before, we were 7-0 up and lost.
But,
you know, it happened.
But the thing is, we do go down like that quite.
And then all of a sudden, we do, you know.
Let's just say keep going. Next
and
point.
then it was 6-2, 6-3, 6-4. And all of a sudden, it's 6-5. It's game on.
Yeah.
It went all the way. And I think we were 10-8 up.
Well, can I just say, because this is quite interesting, because this guy is what you call a typical banger. He's a tennis player, hits the ball very hard. As soon as he gets the ball, he's just driving it.
Yeah.
There's no drops. There's
no.
And I think we dealt with it really well. We ended up, his drives were great, but they were coming back at him. You know, everything was being parried back.
Yeah.
It was being pushed back at him. And I think at that point, he got a bit like, well, I don't know what to do now. So it was a great game.
I also think we adjusted. That was one of the first times we adjusted early.
Yeah.
Well, 6-1, 6-0 down, but we did. We went to the turn. We were not demoralised. And for me, it was a great moment for us because it was tough mentally, but we came through it. And in the past, we've been in a tough mental situation and maybe just lost it.
Well, 10-10 is always so stressful.
Yeah, so we were 10-8 up, and it's really difficult.
Yeah.
We have struggled. Everybody struggles. I don't know why. I mean, we do know why, because you sort of change your game and you try and say to yourself, when you're at 10, just do what got you to 10.
Yeah, do the simple things.
And so we get, and then it goes back to them, and then it's 10-10. So we're facing match point, and we win it back. You just have to stay calm. We win it back, and then we win 11-10. And it was great. It was such a pleasing match for us, and they were not happy. They were a bit miserable.
They were, but
they're not listening to the podcast. They're too miserable.
And then we went into the quarters, didn't we? Really, from that. I mean, we knew that the last game didn't really mean anything.
Yeah, we lost the last game 11-1. I think my head completely went. I had no focus.
Yeah,
I could not hit a dink over.
Yeah.
And I think they knew that. Playing 2 really good players. One of them was a Premier League player.
I'll give him a shout out because I said I was Kevin Faselli.
And Julian, I don't know Julian's last name.
Julian Tomlinson, I think it is. Lovely guys. So
yeah, really nice to play against.
You know,
brilliant. Julian, probably the tallest guy there, who we tried to lob many times. But I just gone then. I think you were probably getting a bit annoyed with me. I just lost it. But the fact that I knew we were through, it made no difference. And the draw, I don't know if the draw wasn't seeded or anything. So it wasn't like sometimes you can get a really tough draw. The draw was kind to us. So we got through to the quarterfinals. And
I can't even remember who played in the quarterfinals, but
well, as fate would deal, I played the guy who had the bad sportsmanship and didn't play the let. And I just knew, I knew I would end up playing him in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, I remember you saying,
I thought, he's not that good a player. We're going to be fine. But it turned out he was a really good player.
Yeah.
It was all very friendly. Honestly, I'd forgotten,
Is this the game that I had my power on? Like,
this is the game. You had the power up. You did a great Ernie.
Yeah.
It was a real topsy-turvy game. I can't remember them. I think it was another one where it was topsy-turvy. You know, I found that
I think we won quite easily.
The game was very patchy. So everybody won their points in sort of a run of points. It wasn't one where you were stuck on certain points. There's a lot of games we've had where you stuck the score sticks for so long.
Yeah.
We would win 3 points, it would go back. They would win a couple of points and come back. And I think eventually it got to 10-8.
I didn't realise it was that close. I don't remember.
Maybe it was at 10. I can't remember what it was. Thankfully, Pickle B events don't do duper, which is great. And that also takes a bit of the pressure off as well.
Guess so.
So they do a drop shot. And this is where the weight loss comes in.
Yeah.
They do a drop shot.
It was the last point.
It was the last point. And I'm at the back of the court. They do a drop shot. It's in the kitchen.
And the guy's pretty much
given up. He's given up. He knows I'm never getting to that.
Yeah.
Except I get to it. And not only do I get to it, I put it back in play.
Yeah.
And
it
hits him.
And he hit the net.
Hits the net.
We won the game.
And we won. And he'd given up at that point.
Yeah.
I know in his mind.
He thought he'd won the shot.
Yeah. And this is where I really felt the benefit of the weight loss. I'm not gassed as much.
Well, your face got there really quick. The rest of your body was a bit behind.
My gut was a bit behind.
But it's an important thing. There's a lesson to be learned here as well. Is that never think you've won the point, because it can be coming back at you.
We both looked at each other and we knew in his mind he'd won that point. So that was great. Then of course we get to the semi-final, which in some ways, you know, in our minds, our day is complete because we know we've done really well.
We did brilliantly, and then we were in the semis
against the couple that had just beaten us 11-1.
No, it wasn't.
Was it?
That was the bronze medal match.
So who did we play in the semi?
We played the sandbagger.
Of course we did.
So we're playing a guy that's...
Well, it just shows I leave everything behind and you're the bitter one.
Well, I don't think it's right. But,
no, I think what happened was...
But to be fair, what happened was this guy was playing, he's in our category. He was playing with somebody who pulled out, and at the last minute, they found someone that could play, but he's in his early 40s.
Yeah.
Or even less.
I think he was 41, something like that.
So I think he
playing in a 50 plus.
And I think he got in, and we got in my head a bit.
Yeah.
But he's also a very good player.
Yes, he was a very good player.
And it was a game where we were holding our own and it was going forwards and backwards, and then it just started to slip a bit. It was a very good game.
It's a shame. We could have won it.
We didn't get through it. We could have won it.
This was a guy who was 10 years younger than me, a bit more, and was just wherever you hit the ball, you know, we tried to target the older player. Wherever he hit the ball, he was there. You know, and obviously it made a difference. And you know, good luck to them. They won. It was a bit disappointing that.
And I'm not going to talk about. I mean, we lost the bronze medal match. We got beat. I mean, it was over. It was the best out of 3. Yeah. And the first game was 11-8.
But you know, we're playing again. We're playing the ones that beat us 11-1. We lost the first game 11-8.
Yeah. And the second game.
And I also like the fact that, you know, when we go in against, we know players who were 4-5s, and you know they're playing and they're in the open. They're going to be competing at 4-5. They're going to be in the open section, which is 4-5 plus. And we changed our tactics mid-game. We were getting beaten heavily, and we decided, you know what, let's do something different. And we did, and we brought it back to 10-8. And we lost 11-8.
Yeah.
Then there was a second game where it went on for ages.
Yeah.
And we were stuck at 3-3.
Yeah.
And we've been there before. And it's really, you know, it's pleasing, but you know in your head, as soon as they get a couple of points, it went to 5-3. And then I think we lost that one 11-3. I think we were sort of resigned at that point.
I think I was quite gassed at that point.
There was some really long rallies.
You know, 2 days of non-stop pickleball. At that point, it's grueling.
But I think at that point, it was nice that after the 11-1 where we didn't compete, we had 2 games where we made them work for that bronze.
We did. And afterwards, they said that, you know, it was a really tough game.
And that's why it was really pleasing that we made the really difficult journey to get to Oxford when there was a tournament that weekend.
Well, there was 2, actually. There was one in Liverpool, I think one in Leeds as well.
Right, okay. So you know, we have to go, and you have to, as a player, push yourself to play in the tougher tournaments.
Well, someone asked us, didn't they, like, how do I get from 3-5 to 4-0? And one of the things I did say was, you need to play better people and play tournaments. Well, this is the perfect example because you're playing at a top level and you're playing very, very competitive, difficult games, and it makes you a better player.
And I'd forego medals for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't care about more medals for my sock drawer. I would rather get better by playing in these tournaments. And I want to be playing the 4.5s.
Yeah.
Possibly not till I get to the semi-final. But, it helps your game. And then, the fact that it was a very high standard. Somebody else was there and said, oh, I'll watch your games. And, this is what you need to be doing better. And it was great.
Well, the other thing is, like, you're holding your own against these players. So you can play at that level. So
yes, yeah, we're not at the point where we know we're going to. I think one of the biggest differences at that 4.5 level is consistency, and we're still very much Jekyll and Hyde. And hopefully that will come with more experience and more tournament play. Yeah. We're still unfortunately in the position where we can only play twice a week, so we can't drill.
I think that's an excuse. I think if we really wanted to drill, we could drill. Okay. Sorry.
Fine. Let's do it. But
no, I don't really want to drill.
That's the problem. When I say to you, let's go at 7:30 in the morning before I go to work and do an hour.
Yeah.
You don't work. So you don't want to get up at 7:30. Exactly. So you obviously don't want it that bad.
I don't.
No.
Not anymore.
So we come home. We're very happy.
Yeah.
It's a great warm-up for the Open next week, which will have no bearing on that. Our confidence, you
can make any joke you want. So this week we actually had another coach come to the club.
I wouldn't have played normally after a tournament. I don't play in our Tuesday session because I go and I'm aching. But we had Anthony McIlvain, who we've mentioned before, who was really nice to us in Rota and spent the time coaching us. And those little tips, if you want to go for coaching, and by the way, Robert is a coach if you want to contact him.
Thank you.
I'm on 10%. But you can take little tips, and immediately Anthony told us. Anthony is around the Banbury area. Great services, by the way.
It was the thing is with Anthony as well. I wanted to see because different coaches have different styles of coaching. So Anthony's quite good with strategy and positioning and things like that. So with the Open coming up as well, I wanted him to give people a chance to actually look at people's play and see how he could help them, which he did with us, because obviously when we're playing together, it's very hard for me to look at our game, but it's easier for other coaches to look at us and see what kind of mistakes we're making. But it's hard for me to do it while I'm on court. So it was great in Rota when we were there. He helped us massively. So I wanted him to come to the club to then help other people with their positioning and things he can do. And it was great. He's a lovely guy. It was a great session. I think people got a lot out of it.
How many times have you been to these group sessions and it's do your third shot drop, do this, do that. And what we want is, and I think at our level, and if you're listening out there and you're thinking, it's difficult with the coaches, there were tips instantly from it's not necessarily the coaching, it's watching us play. And we mentioned this in previous podcasts, but there's tips now that I use in game all the time that I didn't know beforehand. Such a simple thing, and my anticipation is better. There were shots in Oxford where you looked at me and I said I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
And so, if you can get these little tips from coaches, do it.
Absolutely.
And if you're in the Banbury area and you want a coach,
or you're in the Manchester area and you want a coach,
and if you're Anthony will travel up to Manchester and coach you.
I've done quite a bit of coaching this week.
But yes, it was a good session. But then I realised after that we then had our Thursday session, which is basically our last one before the Open.
Yes.
And
we could play again in the next couple of days. But
I know
we're both taking a break.
On the Thursday, I was still sore. I hadn't given my body time.
You were sore. You weren't that focused. Your back was aching.
And to be honest, that's 2 Thursdays in a row where I've struggled with focus.
Yeah.
Which shows the Thursday before had no bearing. My mixed time that Thursday before had no bearing on us playing well at Oxford. So
Yeah,
don't read into it. I used to, you were the same. We used to crucify ourselves after our whatever rec session we had.
If you didn't play well, but it doesn't matter. You have
it
days,
has
you have
no
days
bearing.
like that. Yeah.
But it's then 24 hours later that I speak to you and I say, well, you know what? There was a lot of good in that.
Yeah, you got to take the positives.
Yeah. So I probably shouldn't have played, but it was our last session beforehand. It was really achy. There was a lot of good. It was very mixed. We lost a lot of games. However, the score in these games is not important. You want to win because you want to put. Well, we're uber competitive anyway.
The thing is, everybody in that room on that court wants to win.
Yeah,
and it becomes almost obsessive.
However, we decided after Oxford that one thing that we need to do better playing against the 4-5 plus is we need to serve better, more consistently into the baseline. And Anthony actually told us that we've got an advantage over the Americans here because we play on badminton.
Well, you say that, but when we go to the Open, it's pickleball courts, so it's not those.
Yes, but
lines.
it's
but it's good to practice to aim at.
Yeah, so you can aim for those tram lines at the back of a pickleball court. A badminton court when you're drilling, and it is a slight benefit to us. However, we decided that we were going to try and drill that during our games.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, that means that
hitting a few.
We are. Yeah. Now, it was when we were discussing this with Nathan. He actually said to us that yes, it will mean you'll hit a lot more out, but if you hit 2 more out in that game because you're going more for the baseline, because we tend to do our.
The problem is, and I think especially with you quite a bit, as soon as you do that or you hit a couple out, it starts getting to you, and then you think about your other shots. So for me, yes,
but that's because we're playing rec to win when really we shouldn't. But we want to get in tournament mode because it's our last.
We do, but then in a game, I just think that your serves were pretty good.
I think by the end of the night, we were saying, forget doing that.
Yeah, because
it was affecting our game.
It was putting pressure on.
Maybe that's not the time to be doing it.
No, it's not, especially just before a tournament.
But I understand the concept.
Yeah,
and that's something that we have to drill. It's very important to get your returns deep and your serves deep.
Absolutely. I tell people this all the time.
But you can see, whenever we do it, we turn to each other and say, see.
But it's, also the other team are trying to get their serves deep. So it's not always easy to get your returns deep.
And if they've got a particularly
powerful
fast serve,
it's hard sometimes.
Yeah, it is.
But, just try and get
sometimes
high and deep.
I find if I do an absolutely awful return that has hit the edge of the paddle or not the middle and it dollies over the net, and then it gives the other person so much time and they hit the net.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can do a terrible return. It works.
True.
But if you're playing at the 4.5 level, it's going to get punished.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's about your priorities in the rec session. And I think the last couple of Thursdays, maybe we've not quite got that, but it's still been good. But I'm glad now we've got 6 days to rest my body.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to the Open.
So we've had quite a few questions this week.
We've got a new section now, listeners' questions.
So listeners' questions.
And watchers.
So Pickleball Paul. I wonder if that's the Paul with the selfie.
Well, I don't know. Pickleball Paul 24 asked the following question.
So,
and it's quite appropriate for us.
What's the question?
Well, he's talking about, how do you stop, getting a slow start? What he's saying is that, look, he gets on court, he's not had much practice. By the time you get into your groove, the games are over and you're going home. How can you hit the ground running? And this is something we particularly struggled with last year when we had no practice before. I had to come down on the day. My wife was so inconsiderate. She had a 50th birthday on the Friday night. So I had to come down on Saturday. We had nothing. We couldn't get going. And we're notorious ourselves for having slow starts. And I think, I've started stretching the night before, stretching before I go to the venue. And I told you to do that. I think that helps. I think get to the venue earlier if you can.
Yeah, because if you can get on the court and you can get a warm up, I mean, it's vital to get used to the courts and the balls. It's also, I don't think we do enough getting into a sweat before we start playing.
Yes.
And I think we should do more of that, because even if it means jogging around the courts or getting your body prepared, obviously stretching is very important.
I think warm-ups are key.
Warm-up is key, especially in your first game. And I think, as I say, just get yourself warm, stretch, make sure you bring the right things with you as well for the day. Like, I don't know if we've got another question on.
Yeah, we do.
Right, we'll get onto that very shortly.
I think that, also it's, I think, I know I've seen people sort of with headphones on beforehand. Focus is really tough.
Do you know what? I keep saying this, and I must remember to bring my headphones. I'm going to start doing that and just, zone out for a bit.
Yeah.
Just to focus a bit more. Do whatever suits you, whatever routine helps you. Then that's the right routine. Whether it's singing yourself a song in your head, whether it's tapping the floor, whether it's having a walk-on song, whatever suits you. If it's eating a banana, having a pint, whatever suits you before a game. Then do it, whatever helps you. And if Andy, if it helps him, wearing a Joker's outfit and being a clown, great. I don't care. He can turn up in whatever outfit he wants. Yeah. If that helps him, I can say, you got beautiful hair. If that helps me,
Look, you shouldn't have said it. The guy probably went on court.
All right,
He was probably a mess. He probably fell to pieces, probably telling his partner, "You never believe what happened to me in the toilets."
Yeah, great hair. Okay, moving on to...
You should get a wig for the Open. But yeah, it's not easy. There's no easy answer for this. No. It's something that we've struggled with. I think we're getting better with it.
The thing is, if you're a pro tennis player, you get all the time in the world to do your warm-ups, your stretches, and everything else. Andy's right in what he says. If you can get there early, get there early. Do your stretches, do a bit of a warm-up if you can. Go and find a space where you can hit a ball against a wall, just to get used to hitting a ball. Any of these things are great.
I mean, I know we're the first people to say when we're warming up, we can't be bothered. And we're like, we're the first to say whenever you're ready.
Yeah.
But, there's a lot of people who say, look, I want to practice every shot.
Yeah.
Just do a couple of each shot and
I think
serves.
We should be more like that.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Keith Nunn, lovely guy.
Yeah.
Great support.
He was actually that horrendous first match at the last Open. He beat us.
Did it? I can't remember. Anyway, I'm talking about our footwear and the problems we've had.
We've had a lot of comments on the footwear.
If you listen to the last episode, Keith actually came up with a really good point. And he said that socks matter, and
sock lives matter.
Sock lives matter. Good thick socks help prevent injury. Now, I did a bit of research on this, and I've actually ordered what he actually recommended. These cross-fly socks.
Okay,
they're not that cheap. They cost me about £7 a pair. I think I got a bit of a discount for 4 pairs. I've ordered 4 pairs. I'm hoping that they come before the Open. I don't know if they will.
Where'd you order them from?
It was just online.
Not Amazon?
No, Amazon did have them, but just 1 pair. And I wanted a few. So
why do you change your socks every day?
Yeah. Why do you not?
No, once a week. After my bath on a Friday.
So I've ordered these crossfly socks thanks to Keith, and I'm hoping that they will help with the support in the shoes. Although
it's a very good point.
It is a very good point. Something I've never thought about. Although I'd just like to point out that the Asics shoes that I bought have been a game changer for me. And I knew they would be. And I don't know why I didn't buy the same pair that I've been wearing for 4 years, and I tried different things. But I've gone back to the pair that I originally wore, and I advise you to get them because...
No, I love my shoes now.
Oh, okay.
I have to say, we had... Well, at first I thought I've made the wrong decision, and I said to you, next time I'm buying the £150 pair.
Yeah.
But once I found the eyelet that's almost near your ankle, it's been a game changer, and it's
Good.
I really like them. But
That's
I think
good.
maybe next time I need to spend a bit more.
Okay, what was Matty's question?
Okay, well, this is another interesting one because we mentioned this when I was playing mixed.
Yeah.
He's talking about communication. Well, first of all, he said
Communication with your partner.
With your partner, and because what he's saying is that sometimes he's not had good communication with his partner.
Right. Well, this is a very interesting one because obviously we were just talking earlier about having different partners and mixed partners.
And we said, I don't know if we said or when I was playing in the mixed, and we said you know, if we lost a game, we're playing against a partner who stacks. They've played together for a long time.
Going back to the communication part of it, for example, me, I'm a new mixed partner. We've not played together, so we discussed a few things before we played, like, do you like stacking? What side do you prefer? Who's going to go for the lobs? Who's taking the forehand? You know, all these things are good things to discuss with a new partner. If you're with an established partner, that, like, we've been together for a while, we know already what we're going to do. We know
but
what
we
position.
also discuss.
But we always discuss. Also, it's good to discuss your opponents. You know, what are their weaknesses? You know, do you know them? Do you know what their weaknesses are? Can you figure out their weaknesses quickly? These are all things.
And then discuss adjustments.
Exactly. So there's lots you can discuss with a new partner, and also with your partner that you've been with for a while. So loads of things that you can discuss there to help with your game and your strategy.
And I think it's also important. You've got to help each other. If you're with a partner that huffs and puffs, then, you know, it's not going to work. That partner's not for you. And I know, you know, talking about mantras, you probably realize that when you're struggling, I can spot that. And I think I'm a very nice partner to have. I'm very encouraging because I know I've been there. And I always say to you, you'll get there.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
I don't really like that.
But, okay, I'll start saying that was a shit shot.
No, just don't say anything to
okay,
me.
fine.
I'm the type of guy is, I know.
I like to encourage you.
You are very encouraging.
I like to encourage you.
But while we're talking about it, I've just thought about
fine.
It. Just don't. Just let me
that's fine. If you don't want me to say
no, I'd rather just.
But what I'm saying to you is, don't worry. I don't want you thinking that was a shit shot and getting it in your head.
Yeah, I mean,
what I'm trying to do is take the pressure off.
No, you are. But for me, it doesn't work.
But I know you'll always get there.
Yeah, exactly.
And you do.
So just, But, and that's what we need to, you know, when you go into a tournament with your partner, ask your partner, what do you want from me in this tournament?
Yeah.
Like, what will help you? And that's what I think we'll discuss on the way down to Telford. Like,
and I think
what will help each other. But also, if you're with a new partner, it's very difficult. And if your partner's rolling their eyes at you or they're not encouraging, find a new partner. It's not worth it. This is pickleball. You want to enjoy it. You know, we have a laugh on court with each other. I want to be having fun with my partner and enjoying it. Yes, it's serious. Yes, it's a tournament. But you've got to have that rapport with your partner. If you don't have that rapport, you're not going to get there. So I think that's very important.
Yeah, and if you're playing with a new partner and you don't have a strategy, just try and do it on the fly. But the important thing is that you're on the same page. And, you know, if you hit a bad shot, just, you know, somebody asks you, what do you do when you hit a bad shot?
Yeah.
You tap on the floor. And, you know, I've got better at just forgetting the last shot as well.
Exactly.
It's when I do 6 bad shots. That's when I struggle.
You need to take the focus off you and more on the opponent.
Yeah.
But it was Craig, by the way, with the Worcester sauce.
Yes, it was.
Thanks,
Craig, for guilting me into you know,
I don't know. You're not put the name for this one, but who's asked about what we put in our match day bag?
No, that was just me.
Oh, right.
You know, okay. By the way, on the Worcester sauce, I guess next time I'll have to choose ketchup.
Oh God,
I know it's horrendous. But what are the choices? You know,
don't eat.
Yeah, I suppose. But I just thought to finish off. The best thing to, you know, if you're wondering what to take in your bag, I know we did this last year.
Well, this episode will be coming out before the Open, so yes. I'll give you what I put in my bag.
Okay.
You can tell me what you put in yours.
Okay. In your 4 bags?
In my 4 bags. I mean, for me, I have Lucozade Sports. They help me. I take them. I take a few bottles of water and my refillable cup, because obviously there's normally somewhere a station
there
to
is,
fill your water
and in Telford there is.
I always like to have a couple of bottles of water as well, just in case I can't be bothered or there isn't anywhere. But I'm sure there is in Telford. Bananas, great thing to have.
They probably have bananas
They do have them there.
But they're very unripe. So if you want to bring your own bananas, I understand they have to buy them.
I'm a big chocolate guy. I like to have chocolate in my bag. Always helps me. A bit of sugar. Protein bars are pretty good as well. Nuts. I always have nuts. I never eat them, but I always have them in my bag. And I always bring them home for some reason. Crisps.
Are they like a lucky charm? Like a rabbit's foot for you?
I always bring nuts and I never eat them. I think it's just on the day. You know, I choose chocolate over nuts. So paddles. I always bring 2 or 3 paddles. I'm not opposed changing to a paddle in a tournament. Sometimes you just feel you need a change. Towel. Don't forget your towel. that's the thing I've started bringing. I never used to bring a towel because I didn't really sweat. I'm really sweating a lot now.
Are you?
Yeah. Well, I'm finding it very hot in these places.
Yeah, it is.
So a towel's important. I actually have a fan as well.
You don't sweat much for a thin lad.
No. I have an electric fan, which I do sometimes bring.
That's a good idea.
They're really good, just to cool yourself down. Beer? No, I'm only joking. Don't bring beer.
No, they sell beer on site, so you're all right.
I also put in like little deodorants as well, just to and a spare t-shirt sometimes. And that's pretty much. Oh, I always have some ibuprofen gel or some ibuprofen or paracetamol.
Are you bringing a suitcase? Is there like 20 kilo?
I bring a lot of stuff.
Limit.
I bring a lot of stuff. So that's what goes in my bag.
It is hard because when you're going for a tournament, your bag. When you leave home, your bag is so heavy. Also, for the sleep, I bring a sleep mask,
earplugs. I also have an eye massager, which I bring.
Jesus,
God, gee.
Well, let me just add to that.
Go on. I'm new socks.
I've started bringing pickleball cocktail now.
Yeah.
You don't have to use pickleball cocktail. I like it. I like the taste of it. It's electrolytes. It's I feel like Lucozade Sport is very processed, high sugar. You can bring yourself electrolytes. So you can get sweets or powdered drink or a mix if you want, and then mix it up. It's bring some electrolytes. It's hot in there. It's very sapping.
Does Lucozade Sport have electrolytes in it?
I don't know.
I'm gonna have a look.
The cynic in me says it's probably just a marketing gimmick.
Well, you say that,
they
right?
Get a celebrity.
Well, let me just
it's never really done anything for me.
When I worked at United, in the United dressing room, the players always had Lucozade Sport. So there must be something.
There must be something in it. You know what? Do yourself an exercise on ChatGPT
I will, yeah.
And compare the two.
Yeah.
There's probably a lot of other things in the electrolyte mixes that
I'm sure.
And for me, it was more about cramping because you can cramp. It can be exhausting. And the worst thing about this is the waiting around. Somebody actually said to us, it'd be great if they had exercise bikes.
Yeah.
So that you could just keep moving because you can seize up. And something else I've started bringing is I bring sliders. So I go out of my shoes and I go into my sliders, and it's good for your feet.
Yeah.
So
especially if you've got like 2 hour wait in between.
And you can, because these things never run to time.
And
so you could have an hour that becomes 2 hours.
Yeah.
And it's difficult. The waiting around is one of the hardest parts.
It is.
So, I also bring nuts, bring maybe some wine gums, some gummies for the sugar. Again, I bring stuff up. I don't often have them. Maybe a protein bar. Obviously my towel is. I walk around with that. The towel is vital. Yeah. So maybe bring a ball with you if you've got a ball and you want to do a little bit of a knock up.
Also, what about the gun? The therapy gun,
the massage gun always comes with me. If you've got one, I mean, they're so cheap these days. They're
really good to
have. I bought mine on Amazon. It had great reviews. Go on Amazon, buy one. You can get one in time now. Because we're Saturday now and the Open doesn't start.
I hope my socks come.
They'll come, don't worry. It's a quiet time of year. I'm finding everybody's shipping stuff a lot quicker now. So if you've got a massage gun, bring it. It's great. It keeps you warm in between those long breaks.
I'm very excited to see everyone at the Open. So come and say hello. Yes, we will do selfies. Come and say hello.
I'm still waiting for my first selfie request.
Don't ask me how we're getting on.
Eating me up inside. That's the worst thing you can ask. You see, how are you getting on? Okay.
Yeah, well, I'm going to have my headphones on.
But we've got a lot coming up. We'll be doing our... we thought we'd put this one in today, and we've pushed back the Raw interview, which is an amazing interview. That's going to be coming up in the next couple of weeks. We'll be doing our interviews at the Open. There's lots of great US professionals and some interesting stories. We'll be doing it. And
if you've got a great story about pickleball, come and see us. We'll be happy to interview you. Also, before I forget, because I always forget, pickleball people have a code for us. So it's EBTKD10. If you want to get any pickleball equipment, go on their website, put that code in, you'll get 10% discount as well. And look forward to seeing everyone at the Open. I hope you do well, and I hope you've enjoyed it.
Enjoy yourselves, relax. We will be doing the opposite of what we tell everybody to do, but hopefully we can all have a good time there.
Oh, and if you're going out for dinner, don't forget to send us an invite. Have a great week, everybody.
Enjoy. Good luck.